it. So today we're talking about like a story time / a whole rant about our friend group and just all the drama, like in all the tea.
From the beginning.
2015, 5 years of friendship. 2014. 5 years of friendship. When we were back. So let's start when we were back in middle school.
Basically, starting off, me, Carissa, and Valeria were friends.
And I was friends with Zaira.
You have to remember that. They were best friends.
Best friends.
Yeah. And then we all just ended up mixing, becoming best friends all together.
And then, like, we formed our little group. Like, it was us 5, Harvey, Oscar, Gerald.
Just the guys, you know.
And
So, yeah, it was, like, our group. And then it slowly, we made squad.
Basically, April 11, 2015, which isn't the real date, but anyways.
We just chose that date.
Yeah.
But, okay, you have to remember, it was when we made it, it was 2015, we were 12.
Very different from here, you know, very cringy, but you had to be, I hate that. Okay, we asked people to join squad. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, we asked people to join squad, and it just ended up being very controversial.
Because
everyone hated us.
Everyone hated us and like we're jealous of us because like we took certain people and we're like, this is our squad, and we made t-shirts.
Oh, shirts. And
yeah.
When we wore them,
it had like our nicknames, and on the back it would say
squad, and then our squad number. Like everyone had their own number. Production.
So yeah, this is turning into a mukbang too.
Cut that out. No.
As you can see, production.
I'm getting annoyed.
So basically, we made squad, and
it was just not good because when we first wore our squad shirts, we were at a camp.
Camp Ponderosa. Like our school always took camping trips, either at the beginning of the year. So we had our shirts made and we wore them
all the same day. Like it was just like do it like a wing it moment, like pop off, you know. It just did not go well because apparently people got sensitive. Our principal had to come. He did like a whole little assembly in each like campsite they had, because they had put the guys and the girls in separate buildings, you know. So they put us all like in separate buildings and had our own little assemblies discussing squad. And then people just, it was like, what are your guys' opinions on squad? They weren't very good.
Yeah, it was just like bashing us, but like
in front of us, like that was helping.
So we just like continued it, and basically during middle school, there was like this account name that we called Poker Face.
But their name was different in the beginning, but our code name for it was Poker Face, so we can talk about it and no one would know. Then they ended up changing their username to Poker Face, which we were discussing tonight, and things just started clicking a lot.
So we think we know who did it because what was
the first one.
Yeah, because there were multiple. Like each year, a new Poker Face would come out and like expose us or whatever.
But each one did it differently, so they were all different people.
And we know who the last two were. But the person who started it, we have a theory.
We're just not 100%. It's just things were said to me, and things weren't said. But like, we have terrible communication things, so things went unspoken. But when we were discussing tonight, we realized only one certain person knew all the information that was said. So we believe this person did it.
Say it.
We can't.
Say it.
We can't.
Because of who it's going to. We can't say it.
Oh, I was gonna leave it on.
We can't leak it. I feel like Pretty Little Liars.
She gonna bleep it out.
What did I?
Yeah, I'm spooked.
god.
Oh my god, please stop, please stop, please stop. Anyways, yeah, kind of scary, but we never got confirmation. We just believe,
who it was.
yeah.
But it was honestly quite obvious because
we were oblivious to it because we were so close to her. But now we'll get to it. But now with the situation we're in right now, it just everything adds up.
And then the second poker face was Cheyenne.
Easy. She posted
about herself, like.
And then when the principal got involved, he was like, "Oh, do you want to continue like looking for the person who did it?" And she said no.
Yeah.
And then when he called me in because there was a post about me, I said yes. And he was like, "Oh, well, we don't think we're gonna do like much about it." And we just all thought it was
we all knew who it was.
Yeah, we all knew it was her.
So, and then the third poker face was Jordan Handy.
What?
Was it not?
I don't know.
It was.
We believe it was her.
So yeah, that was.
But just like social media has not been good to us, and like each year something always happens on social media with us.
So we don't post now.
Yeah, and it's just like it wasn't just our school that knew about it. It was also like Skyview kids, Vista kids, who also heard about it. Cause like the first one was a full on like hate bash page.
We all commented, like, squad.
Yes, squad commented. And it was just, like, we couldn't do much about it because we responded. We kept it going.
We said some things.
No, adults said they do not recommend going to another adult about this to actually do something about it.
So.
We didn't. And it just kept happening.
Yeah. So, then 7th grade comes around. We had a fight.
It just, we're on and off in middle school, like, every year.
Yeah, every year we would either be, like, oh, buddy, or we would, like, hate each other.
Mm-hmm.
So.
We've been good in high school, though.
Yeah,
we're doing
3
great.
years good.
Yeah. Except 8th grade year, I was dumb. I hate my middle school self.
Yeah, so basically, her and Zyra bullied me. And... So they bullied me and like manipulated everyone else to not hang out with me and like think I was annoying and all that. But like we're over it. And so basically we got in a fight and then her and Zyra went on a trip to New York, which basically like split everyone. And I got all my old friends back that they like
manipulated.
And
then since the whole thing happened, someone posted like, "Oh, things have been so much better since all these people left. Like, we want to
come back."
Yeah, basically. So we're like, okay, like we don't want to go back. We're having an amazing time here.
So you have to remember this trip was going on at the end of the year, and we've had like our problems, and like they manipulate everyone like since the beginning of the year, basically because like a whole Dolan twin situation.
Ew.
It was.
I know.
And y'all kept like, no, that wasn't it, but it was.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so once they came back, our school did like an annual like Elitist trip for our choir, and then like the whole school got to go, and basically the whole thing was like the groups for Elitist.
Yeah, because we tried convincing Carissa and Valeria to make a group without a launch
moment that he knew he fucked up.
It's like we do not want to be in a we don't want to be in a group with her. Like, let's just make a whole separate group. She can go with like other people. And then we ended up just separating like New York and DC people and then everyone else. And then we just did not talk during Eligists. We just kept competing about like who had the best posts.
Pictures.
Yeah, it was just,
And who had the best time.
yeah. Like during lunch they took us all out of the park to go eat. And then like just when they walked up, we were just like stare at each other like,
it was like, so then that passed and we still haven't talked. Now it's graduation, end of 8th grade.
like a month passed.
A month passed, we still haven't talked. It was like us versus them.
And then they like, we were forced to by like our family
Yeah.
to take photos.
So we'll insert awkward pictures here.
Yeah.
So, but that night we made up. We went into freshman year strong. And said we had our friend group and like
We stayed strong.
yeah, we stayed strong. Like sure we had like problems with
Other people, but like not us.
like Should we
Yeah.
name people?
No.
Okay.
And then sophomore year started.
Summer.
Oh.
So during freshman year, we signed up for this program at UCCS so we could like graduate with some college credits and hopefully our associate's degree.
Yeah.
And so summer, getting out of freshman year, going to sophomore year, we had to go to campus, like UCS campus, and like take classes and everything. So me and Valerie were on the human services pathway.
While me and Carissa were in the health pathway. So we had no classes together.
Mhm.
Wait, we had math together. We had
Math
math together. But the first 2 weeks, we got in an argument because we weren't sitting at lunch together.
Yeah, it's because me and Valerie got out late.
Or like we would get out late sometimes.
Yeah, and then the first time, like when everything got mad, when me and Valerie first got mad, was when like they got there early and there was like no more space.
No, the first time we got... Oh yeah, I remember.
There was
No,
no
but-
more space at the tables.
We had filled the table, like, just with plates, so we can move around and, like, pull up seats for everyone to sit together. That was our idea.
But we didn't see it that way. We were like, oh, it's full.
Yeah.
So we went to go sit with the friends we made.
It just did not go well.
It didn't. We got in a fight. We got over it.
And then, that lasted 2 weeks, though. And the whole time, in our math class,
We had math together.
and we sat together.
And we're petty.
So we would, like, not talk. We would just be like...
Yeah.
Until sometimes we started talking.
Yeah.
But it was, like, you can tell it was very fake. It was just, like... very fake all around.
Yeah. So then we got over, we talked about it, and then we had our, like, sleepover, which is, like, we're trying to make it into tradition. We'll get there. And it was so cute. We'll insert pictures and videos.
It was honestly a great night. We watched movies, face masks, we talked.
We
it was
went
just
mini
great.
golfing.
Yeah. Except during the night, since... Should I name names? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Zyra was in the Philippines, so, like, obviously she could not come. But, like, we were posting because we were having a great time. Like,
And
why
we
not
don't post.
We only post...
quality content.
So, this was that content. And we decided to post, and then... We have a group chat, and then she sent a blank, like, a black screen, and she just goes, F you. Like, no context, no nothing, like, no sent stories.
So then we had to delete everything and repost it.
With, like, stickers of her added. Which you'll be able to see in the videos and the pictures.
Yeah.
Because it was, like... In the moment, I was like, oh, like, it's cute. Like, we added her sticker. People won't even know, but...
Why?
It was very awkward. Because now that I look back at that flashback, I'm like, ew, people probably saw this and were like...
What the
Yeah, like, I look back at it and was like, what is going on, you know? And then she just didn't respond when we asked, like, what's going on. So we just, that was our solution. We moved on, you know?
Yeah. So then going to sophomore year. Sophomore year was great. First semester was great.
Yes, first semester was amazing.
Yeah, because we had new additions to our group, like
Stephanie, Lena,
Yossi,
Mhm.
Jocelyn,
Alejandro, Mario, because she was dating Mario beginning of the year.
Yes, I was.
Who else? Oscar, because Oscar came back from Mexico.
Mexico, yeah.
Yes.
And then, like, Brian and all
Yeah,
of them.
and we just vibed so well together. Like, we were just,
Yeah. It was just
Great.
really
yeah.
fun.
Because, like, I feel like they opened our eyes and made us more, like, high school, like,
Yeah.
kids. Because... Cut that out. And then... So
But
they just, like, brought the high school out of us. Like, they made us adventure more.
Yeah, because we're really academic mode, like,
Yeah.
academic focused.
Especially freshman year, we never got, like, a break from academics. It
Yeah.
was all academics for the first couple times.
Yeah, and the thing with our group is, like, most people don't stick.
Yeah, it's really hard for people to stick. I don't know why. It's just,
Yeah. Like, we'll try adding people to the group, and it just doesn't.
I feel like it's just
were.
been like the 5 of us for so long. It's just like that's what we're used to.
Like when we say the 5 of us, like we mean like plus Michael, plus Javi,
Yeah.
like plus Oscar, like plus like the people like have always been there, but we just like sum it up to the 5 of us.
Mhm. And like
So when they came into the group, it was so fun.
yeah, like so much has changed and it's like crazy because like in the beginning of the year I would have never imagined this. Cause like we had a sleepover with all of us.
Yeah, like everyone came over and we were all in one like tiny space, and it was so fun. And we'll like insert pictures and videos of all of us.
Yes, cause it was just amazing, and we all like bonded well. We had amazing conversations. It wasn't just like all on our phones. It's like we had conversations.
Yeah.
We stayed up, and then we went to like the mall the next day.
Yeah, and during this time was when Jasmine also came into the group, but she's like a person that didn't stick because like if you don't vibe well with one of us, it gets around.
Yeah, we just depend a lot on like how we vibe with you. It's just hard to explain. It's just like,
and it's just like, for example, at Vale's party.
oh yeah, there's just some decisions that were made that like we don't approve
We
of.
should have handled it better.
Yeah, because like our family means a lot to us, especially how like what our family's opinion or like
Yeah,
you have to show respect to parents. Like that's just a thing.
if one of our parents don't like you or get a bad vibe, we drop you.
Yeah, it's just like
Simple
that.
as that.
Yeah.
So then the whole situation with Jasmine happened.
And then we just ended up dropping her.
We
We
broke
broke
up
up
with
with
her.
her. It was very bad of us. We were terrible
was
people.
shitty.
It was very bad.
So
But we ended up being friends with her. She's actually a good
Yeah.
person. Bleep that out, please. Oh my God.
am I wrong?
No, but still. And then her and Mario ended up breaking up October.
October, yeah.
Yes. And then Thanksgiving is when things started to go
Yes.
awkward.
So basically, we had a
between-
Friendsgiving.
Yes.
We'll enter pictures.
Very cute.
And at this point, you could tell Carissa and Valeria were having problems because throughout the whole year, they've been having problems like with their friendship because it was her, Vale, and Michael.
And you could just feel the tensions rising. Like, who was it? Valeria, Michael,
Me.
Zyra, and you all sat at a
Different
small
table.
table, and then the rest of us were all at one big table.
Yeah.
And like we went around and said what we were grateful for, and like Michael was like, "Oh, like I'm thankful for Carissa's mom because she's like a second mom
Yeah.
to me," and like
It was really cute.
yeah, it was cute. And then everything started going downhill.
Yeah, like they started having issues that like
And it started separating like that's when-
manipulation.
yes, and
Basically,
then
that's what was going on.
and during that time like that's when me and Zara also were on a break because I remember it was also tension when she sat at the other table.
Yeah.
And then
So
the whole
basically,
night
everyone was on breaks. Like you could just feel tension, but you
Yeah.
couldn't see it on social media.
and then second semester comes around.
I cut my hair.
New Alondra.
No, Alondra.
Just a new everything. Stephanie, Jocelyn, and Lena made their own group. Oh, we need to explain that. So,
Oh yeah, follow me on my private on Instagram. But basically, a whole situation went down where everyone on my Snapchat was like smoking, and they
Posting
were
about
posting
it.
about it.
like
And
everyone does it. Like it's just
everyone.
a thing now.
So I decided to comment about it on my private, and I was like, "Don't expose yourselves. Like, don't be stupid. People could screen record that, show it to the school, and you
Or
can
like just your
get-"
parents get like find out. It's just not good.
And eventually she did get caught, and she got exposed for something.
Yeah. So like, it was just like out of our hearts, like we worry
We're
for you.
concerned.
Yeah, because we care about what happens in their lives, but it's just like it wasn't interpreted like that, and it was just all taken like personally.
Yeah. So then that's like when the drift started,
Mm-hmm.
and then once second semester came around, they became like a whole different group, but would still come around at lunch.
Mm-hmm. It's just like they would come around and sit with us, but we wouldn't talk.
Yeah.
They would just be
Like
there.
none of us would talk.
We just like a reassurance that we'll be there, you know?
Yeah.
And then, since we called them potheads, they made it like their semester goal to be potheads, to like be like, oh, so you thought we were potheads then? Like, look at us now, you know? And then it's just like distancing ourselves, but we still talk every once in a while.
Like, we love them.
Like,
so much.
if they wanted to come back, gladly, like, come back, you know? It was just like, in the moment, it just wasn't the right thing.
It's just different now, and like, we just don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, it's because communication problems.
Yeah, our whole group has communication problems. Like, we won't respond quickly or in time. We just won't talk to each other. We're horrible texters. When it comes to like group chats, people will respond but won't respond to individual texts. It's just like, we're horrible communicators.
And we're very petty. So like,
the combination isn't good.
Yeah. But like, to this day, we still miss them. Like, we look at edits. And then we look at pictures, and it's just like very sad because we almost got kidnapped all together. Also, like, we all went through a lot together. It was just crazy.
Yeah, we almost got kidnapped. I forgot about that.
Yeah, me too. So I remembered. And then like, I don't know, it's just been like a lot that we've been through.
Yeah, we've been through so much. And then second semester came around, and like, everything changed.
It's just like I feel like we've all become new people.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of here for it because like, I feel like we're more mentally like there.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's hard to explain, but it's just like, we understand now. Like, when people talk about it, it's like, I get it.
And during second semester, I had like a friends with benefits situation going on.
Which put us all in a situation.
Shit, that we'll get to later.
Yeah. I think that was it for that. Oh, soccer season came around during second semester. And it just made us very aware of the people in our surroundings because people love to body shame.
Yeah. You say names.
Okay, JC and Mac, at you.
Yeah. And it's just like, you're not one to talk.
Because, like, if you mess with one of us,
you mess with all of us.
Like,
and
there's no holding back now. Yeah.
Like, even her best friends know.
Like, I bet you're a great person, you know, like, but I've never had that conversation with you. And, like, after everything,
we've never talked to these girls.
And they still have the audacity to body shame one of us.
Yeah, they, like...
It's just not what you do. And the fact that you body shame someone at a banquet, or not a banquet, dinner, a team dinner.
Team bonding dinner.
You body shame someone and act like no one's gonna find out.
Yeah, it's like, I'm a very friendly person. I made friends with everyone on that team. They told me everything.
Yeah. And then like, when Coach finally addressed it,
nothing happened.
And one of them wasn't even there, so like, why are you addressing it now? And like, you're not really one to talk. Like, if you want to come for us, we'll come for you. Because one of you, look at your legs, toothpicks. Like,
JC looks like a stick.
It's just scary.
Yeah, like, did you see her Instagram
profile? She made her profile picture. Girl, that's not cute.
like, I don't mean to shame girls. It's just like, when
don't come for us.
Don't come for us. And
like,
then,
it's not
like,
easy.
And Mac, like, sure, you got an ass. That's all you got going for you. You got an ugly face and an ugly personality, which overall makes you ugly.
And you look like Piggy. It's a picture here and then picture here. Like, compare you because we all see it.
Yeah. And it's just like, okay, you body shame me. What's that going to benefit you?
And they're so ungrateful, too. It's like, out of all these things, it's just like not adding up how you think so highly of yourself.
Yeah, I just don't get it. Like, sure, people at Skyview praise you.
We won't. We're not like that. We're not those type of people.
No.
Especially because, like, if you're ungrateful, because as managers, like me and Zyra, we spent all the time with varsity because that's what Coach J wanted. And we didn't get to spend time with JV. And I get why they got frustrated. Cause
like, and we know everything. We know how varsity worked because Carissa was on varsity.
Yeah, and, like, they called us, they said the managers don't do anything, but yeah, we spent all our time with them when we could have been with JV the whole time. So, like, they can't really be saying these things. And it was just, like, it made us really aware of how negative these people are.
And they just think too much of themselves.
Yeah. So we don't stand
No.
at all. And then also soccer season, Zyra became better friends with Mary and that whole friend group.
Like, yeah, all of them. So like that drove a wedge in between you
And her.
and like
Yeah.
during all of this, Vale and Carissa and Michael were still having like their issues.
It just kept getting worse.
Yeah, and like as Vale and Michael got closer,
everyone was just
distancing themselves
from the group. It was just, we would all sit together, but we wouldn't talk. It's just like, it's the five of us. Like, we just have to be there for it to work.
Yeah.
But the distances were like, it really separated us at that point. And
yeah, we would all sit together and we would all like.
Yeah. And then it came to a point where like Zyra would leave, go to other friends, and it would just be like
the four of us.
Plus Michael.
Plus Javi.
Yeah.
And then Oscar.
But like it was just different. Like the vibe was just very off for like the last semester, all of it. And that's when.
Okay, so then this one weekend came around. I had to do I had to do a project. I had to do a project with someone, and then I got picked up, and my parents got mad because of specified reasons.
Yeah, and then they weren't aware that I picked her up.
And it was
so
just like a miscommunication
mad.
because after she picked me up, we were going to go to a party, and my mom knew about it. So it was just like a whole miscommunication because we didn't end up going. And it was just like a whole scenario. And then the next weekend was a soccer banquet. And stop.
I'm not judging.
So basically I was with someone.
Amigos con derechos. And yeah.
And then so basically
it was just a lot of bad things happening in one day.
Yeah, all the shit I did second semester caught up with me that one day. And because that day I was gone.
Very gone.
And then after school I went with the guy, and then my phone was like almost dead. My ringer was off.
She didn't tell any of us about her plans.
Yeah.
Which is
he was
the silliest part.
He was a senior, he was graduating, he was like leaving. So it was gonna be the last time.
But it's because meanwhile, while she's out here living her best life,
my mom's calling all my friends, like saying, where is she? Like.
Yeah, and like I had her as an unknown number. Like I didn't have her number saved yet. I don't know why. I usually do.
Yeah.
But like she called multiple times, but I didn't pick up because I didn't know her number. And when I did answer, it was like she was already mad.
My mom's number. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I finally realized how many missed calls I have because
we call the guy.
Yeah.
And then they finally answer.
And then I went out and like basically I got caught for everything.
And then she got her phone taken away, which never happens.
Never happens.
So we were like, oh, she's not going to be at the soccer banquet. Like, there's no way.
I show up.
Yeah, because since she didn't have her phone, we tried finding out what happened through the guy. So we left the soccer banquet during the food portion. And we left and we got all the information from there because her mom also called the guy. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because she had my phone.
And then we come back in because the award ceremony was about to start. So we come back in, and then we're like, oh, like someone stole our seats. Like, okay, like let's just pull up some seats. And it's Alondra and her mom.
Yeah, and I was so gone. Like I was not there.
Like Alondra did not say one word, and the whole time
I couldn't speak.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
And the whole time we were talking to her mom.
Yeah, I couldn't formulate words.
Yeah. And, like, her mom had her phone with her, and she would, like, as messages came in, she would look at the messages, and we were just all like, oh.
It was bad.
And then I felt like, me, Carissa, Valeria, we just felt like her mom she was not mad at us, but she was also, like, she wanted to know everything we knew. So she was just, like, pushing conversations with us, and we could feel the tension, but, like, we had to hide everything because or else it would have made it worse for her. So like the whole scenario was just tense for everyone.
Yeah. So then like that happened. Soccer season's over officially.
And then that's like for the future. That's information for the
Yeah.
future. Yeah. Okay. And then Michael.
So basically, Carissa and Valeria reunite because they've like figured out Michael was manipulating both of them into like hating each other and like ending their friendship. So now Michael is out of the picture.
We're just waiting to see what he does junior year, because we're just gonna follow with whatever happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. We're just gonna see. But it's because we had a conversation at a lunch table, and we were just talking how we don't believe in best friends. Like,
because at this like conversation at the lunch table, Michael was trying to convince Valeria to like name him his best friend. And Valeria,
because that's
said
a
no.
very important label to him.
Yeah, and especially since Carissa was right there.
Yeah.
And we all said like, no, we don't believe in like one best friend. Like we're all best friends. Blah blah blah. And that just made him really upset. And that was Valeria's way of saying like
telling Carissa.
Yeah, like you're my best friend. And obviously at work they talked everything through. And then Michael got upset and like they found out
that he was being manipulated this whole time.
And then at this point, Steffi, Yossi, and Lena, like their group is kind of falling apart because Steffi has this whole new group. Yossi wants new friends, and I guess so does Lena. So it's just like everyone's falling apart.
Yeah.
So.
And we've tried hanging out with them again because we actually miss them a lot.
Insert more videos.
Because it was, the time we had together was amazing.
It was so fun. And it's just like, we've tried, but we just don't know how to.
It's just awkward now. It's just like tension is there, and we don't know how to fix it because we don't talk to each other.
Communication. We're bad at communication.
So we've been trying, but hasn't worked out.
Yeah, so now it's like summer, what year is it? 2019. We're taking classes at UCCS. We're not in summer school, as everyone thinks.
Yeah.
And so this year we did not make the same mistakes as last year.
We've made sure not to.
We made sure to stay with each other.
Yeah.
And like combine our friend groups. So,
which has worked. Yeah. We have classes together now.
Yeah.
It's been as fun as it gets.
Because we're actually doing work this year. And we have a ton of homework.
She has a lot of homework.
I have a ton of homework.
I just have hard tests.
Yeah. So.
That brings us to today. Or no, the beginning of this week.
We've been talking about this sleepover over all week.
All week. Because since we did a sleepover last year and it was amazing, we wanted to make it a tradition.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, we're gonna go mini golfing like we did last year. The only difference is we're gonna do it at Mariela's.
Yeah, but I only offered my house because other houses were not offered that we expected to be offered.
Carissa.
Yeah, but today we had all week to plan this out, and then today
we did plan it all
out. And then today Carissa just told me on the bus, she's like, oh, like we could have done it at my house, and I was like, oh, like we still can.
Say what she said to you.
I will. We'll get there. She was like, oh, like I'll go ask when I get home. I'll like double check, and I was like, okay, like perfect. Like maybe we'll do it at your house. And then on the way back home, we're like, oh, it's clouded. Like, we can't go mini golfing at this point.
The weather said it was going to rain.
Yeah. So things were just not working out. And then at like 6:40 or 6:30, I texted Carissa at 5 p.m. I was like, hey, girl, can you come tonight? Because on the bus, she told me that she might not be able to come because she was going to go to breakfast with Javier and his family and maybe her mom too. So she was like, I don't know if I should go with you guys.
Tomorrow's
Javier's birthday and his birthday party. She's like, I don't know if I should go to sleepover or like if I should go to breakfast. And we're like, at lunch, she said she had to leave early. And we're like, oh, like just leave early. Because like Valeria's leaving early. Yeah. Alondra had to, like everyone had to leave early.
We all had to leave early anyway.
So we thought that was like what was going to happen. And then she told me on the bus that she has to go to breakfast with Javier's family. And I'm like, oh, like, she asked me my opinion
But
of
the
it, and I was
thing-
like, you do what you have to do. Like, I want you to come, but like, it's up to you.
Yeah. So the thing was, like, she said she was gonna ask, and she told Valeria, like, I'll give you a ride.
Yeah, and that was on the bus also. Before I texted her and everything, she's like, I can give you a ride. So Valeria was depending on Carissa on this ride, and then at
Because she was
6
actually gonna come.
Yes, but we believe she never asked because we all pulled that card. We're like, oh, like, let me ask. And we're like, oh, sorry, can't go if we're not feeling it. Because
she wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, she fell off when we were talking about it. But at like 6:40, she did not reply to my text. She just texted in the group chat because Valeria went, are we going mini golfing? Or are we just meeting up at her house? And they were like, oh, like, up to you. So I was like, oh, like, up to you guys. And then Chris was like, I can't go. And that's like, we planned to meet at my house at like 7.
Yeah, and I was already on my way. So I told my mom, oh, can we give Valeria a ride? And she was like, you're still not forgiven for, like, the whole situation that I explained earlier. And then she just kept yelling at me, and she was like, why is the sleepover always at Mariella's house? And why because Mariella, you live far.
I know, I live like 8 years away, but like, I just offered it because it was our last resort.
Yeah. And so I asked my mom, okay, can we go pick up Valeria? But then Valeria's dad wasn't responding to her, so
She could not come.
Yeah.
And like, if Carissa never said that she would give Valeria a ride, she would be here right now.
Yeah.
So it would have been 3 of us in a video. But no, it's just me and Alondra. But that's cool too, you know?
Yeah, Valeria's asleep, so she's not on FaceTime right now.
Yeah. But not only that, but tomorrow Javier's birthday party starts at 2:30, and at lunch we were, especially for Mexicans, but we were discussing at lunch, and she goes, oh yeah, like, please show up early, like, don't leave me alone because so many people are going, and like,
and it's just like, the thing was, we're always there for her. We do anything for her.
We really would.
Like, maybe not to the extent of Javier, but we're always there for her. Like,
and it's a lot of us, you know?
Yeah, but she can't be here, like, when we needed her.
Yeah, and it's just like a sleepover, and that we're just trying to make a tradition. And she's gonna spend all day with him, and I get it, it's his birthday, but like, she was planning on leaving early anyways.
And they're always together.
Yeah.
It's like, we obviously, like, we've known from the beginning, like, even Vale said, like, she'd choose him over us, like, any day.
Especially with the situation they had, like, it's her person now, like.
Yeah, but it's like, the thing is, she wants to rebuild all her friendships. Like, I don't even talk to her much, and she's like, oh, we should talk more, but then, like, she leaves me and Vale on delivered for 4 days.
Yeah, and then today she was like, oh, we should start snapping, and then she leaves me on she leaves me on red right after I leave the bus, like, once we got to Vista. And then, but like, when I'm with her in class, I see her talking to all these people, and I'm like, you don't even talk to them in person, like, why aren't you talking to us, you know?
Yeah, it's just,
we feel underappreciated.
We are underappreciated.
We are, especially us. Like, we know they love and appreciate us, but like, we talked about this 2 weeks ago.
We cried
On the phone.
Yeah.
It was a mess.
Yeah, like, I got here bawling because my mom was yelling at me in the car, and then, like, she told me that, and, like, we called Vale, and we all started crying. And then we all started crying, and then I can't.
It was just rough. It was just all very rough. And then while we're crying, like, we were already crying, and then I decided to start going to social media. That was my issue. And then we see this girl I highly despise. She met David Dobrik. All 3 of us have merch of David Dobrik. Like, if Valeria was here, it'd be blue, red, blue. Like, all of us have merch, and she met him.
Yeah, and, like, that's what made us cry even more.
Yeah, that made us all cry, like, a good 5 minutes. It was not good.
No, and she didn't even get a good shot.
It was mostly a video of her. I want to see David. Like, she only showed David. She didn't even show Natalie, Dom. Not even.
Like, I know who was in that car.
And, like, they weren't even in the video. We just know who's in that car. and she met him. And I was in California 2 weeks ago. I did not see one sign of David Dobrik.
So, in conclusion, life is not fair.
At all. We're a mess.
We're underappreciated. Our friend group is going to shit. But junior year is going to be our
doing
year.
better right now.
Yes.
We've gotten this summer program has brought us closer together, especially like
Million Valley.
yes,
Yeah.
especially us three because like math we had 3 hours together. We didn't have to pay attention.
Yeah.
Like wasn't a grade, so we made it like as fun as it gets, and like I think we're doing better.
Yeah. So, in conclusion, junior year is going to be our year. We'll see who we hang out with. Stay tuned for updates.
Bye.
That was a better